human perception of the solar system over time. During Sumerian times, we already knew about the existence of the first 6 planets. The first lasting written records or observations are from a few centuries later. The first lasting written records are the cylinder seal from 3000 BC Sumeria and the Venus tablet of Amisaduya from 16th century BC Babylon. The first recorded observations of Mars were in 16th century BC Egypt. The first written record of Mercury is the Mul Apin tablet from 14th century BC Assyria. And Jupiter and Saturn were discovered by Babylonian astronomers in the 8th and 7th century BC. The flat Earth theory was popular throughout the Iron Age and early antiquity. The most popular theory states that Earth was a spherical disk, but others, such as by the Greek philosopher Anaximander, stated that Earth was a cylinder. In the 6th century BC, Pythagoras stated that the Earth is flat. Later, the statement would be backed up by observations by Aristotle and standardized by Claudius Ptolemaeus in the 2nd century AD. The geocentric theory was first suggested by Anaximander in the 6th century BC. As previously stated, it was a cylinder in the center of the world. It was later expanded upon by Aristotle, Plato, and Eudoxus, and changed into the Ptolemaic model by Claudius Ptolemaeus in the 2nd century AD. This model was used all the way up to the 16th and 17th century. As goes for the heliocentric theory, it was first suggested by Aristarchus of Samos in the 1st century BC. However, it would fail to get much popularity. In 1543, Copernicus would release De Revolutionibus Orbiumque Celestium, which was about debunking the geocentric theory. In the 17th century, Galileo proved Copernicus' works through his observations through the telescope, and Johannes Kepler expanded on Copernicus' works, notably proving the existence of ellipse orbits. The next expansion of the solar system was the discovery of Uranus. It was first observed all the way back in 128 BC by Hipparchus, but it was mistaken as a star. It was also observed in 1690 by John Flamsteed. On the 13th of March, 1781, William Herschel observed Uranus, initially thinking it was a comet. Later it was proven to be a planet. Soon after that, in 1801, Giuseppe Piazzi observed Ceres. In 1802, Heinrich Olbers observed an object near Ceres, Pallas, and in 1807, Juno and Vesta were observed. Since they were smaller than the other planets and there were already quite a few of them in the same area, William Herschel proposed that instead of calling them planets, they should be called asteroids, which means star-like in Greek. In 1845, a fifth object, Astrea, was observed. And after that, more and more objects were discovered there. A few years later, Alexander Humboldt proposed that they should use the term asteroids, and since then it became common use. Soon after that, a new planet was discovered, that being Neptune. It was first observed by Galileo on the 28th of December 1612 and on the 27th of January 1613. It was discovered during the observation of Johann Gottfried Galle on the 23rd of September 1846. Half a century later, people started theorizing about a possible ninth planet. The first image of Pluto was taken by Yerkes Observatory on the 20th of April 1909. In 1929, Vesto Melvin Slipher gave the job of locating the ninth planet to Clyde Tombaugh. On January 23rd and 29th of 1830, he was able to take photographs of Pluto. He discovered the planet on the 18th of February 1930. After the discovery of Pluto, there were thought to be more objects in the corners of the solar system. Gerald Kuiper proposed the existence of another bolt of objects further than Neptune in 1851. Its existence was proven by the discovery of many new bodies near Pluto. A year prior, Jan Oort proposed the existence of a place on the outskirts of the solar system where comets originate from, which today we know stretches all the way from 0.03 to 3.2 light years. Likely the most important discoveries of the 21st century were the discoveries of the Eris, Makemake, and Haumea. The earliest known images of the objects were taken in 1954 and 1955. On December 28, 2004, Haumea was discovered. On January 5, 2005, Eris was discovered. And on March 31, 2005, Makemake was discovered. By Michael Brown, Chad Trujillo, and David Rabinowitz. The discovery of Haumea was controversial since despite Brown's group discovered it in 2004, it wasn't announced public, and the first to announce it public was Orlis Moreno on July 27, 2005. This also forced Brown to announce the existence of Eris and Makemake on the 29th of July 2005. The discovery of these large objects in the Kuiper belt led to a conference being held in Prague in order to redefine what a planet is. Ultimately, it was decided that for an object to be a planet, it needs to be spherical, have an ellipse orbit around the star, as well as have its orbit clear of any debris. The only discovery since then was the discovery of many new moons for Jupiter and Saturn, as well as new objects in the Kuiper belt.